Hey, welcome back. And so where we left off, there's the experience of somebody moving through that struggle. I wanted to kind of ask you, what does the setting look like? Like in as this experience unfolds for both of you, um, what what is the setting like? Am I standing up? Am I laying down? Am I sitting? Am I meditating with you?
It only
Uh,
works if you stand on your head, Raphael. No, just kidding. We're usually a lot of times. It's a great question. I work on the phone a lot with people, so
okay,
energy is energy. It's like it doesn't matter whether you're in the room with me or you're 1,000 miles away. Um, yeah. So people, I just try to want people to be comfortable. Sitting comfortably. I do sometimes have people work with me in person, but most of my clients are working with me over the phone.
okay. And on the phone, so it's we've worked together. You've helped me with some pretty major things. And what what I would like to share is that in the work that we did, my experience was it was very therapeutic, and it was very deep in what came about in the path that you directed us to. Um, and I guess what the records were guiding us to go is, and so I think for people to understand, it would be similar. How I would describe my experience is that it was similar to going to a therapist, um, in the sense that it's that you and I are conversing. There's a conversation happening, but there's also mixed in with like a prayer-esque like piece, or like a meditative part. I don't know. You could explain that part better. But that's what it was for me. So it's not like you you have to like you stand upside down for this to work. It's really just picking up the phone and saying, "Hey, Gail, can we work on this? XYZ." And yeah. So in over the phone, is there anything people have to do prior to coming and calling you or anything?
Oh, well, it is good for them to know exactly what they want to work on, because then we can get right to it. So that's what I tell people. And my website at GayleRay.com has a list of possibilities of things you could work on, but a lot of times people will come to me with something that they specifically want to have help with. And so that's what we do in the records. And the first 5 or so minutes, we're doing what's called centering. So we're going into like a deeper state. We're grounding, we're opening our hearts. It's a heart centering. And so from that place, then working in the records is easier, because we're already, I'm bringing them into a centered place. And when when I'm in that place and I'm speaking from that place, it's easier for people to come into that energy, of expansion, of grounded, centered, calm, peaceful. And then from there, we walk into their records in that process. And then when we're in their records, they ask their questions. The records give them, they come through and talk. And so I never know what's coming, and it's not up to me what's coming. I'm just the facilitator for the records.
Right. When I ask, when there's questions asked, do I ask or do I tell you and you ask? How does
No,
that?
it doesn't, it's not that complicated. It's just we're in the records, you're in your records. And so so when you're saying whatever it is that you want to work on, then the records, you're in your records, so the records got it. They're just then bringing that through. And I always tell people that if you're getting something from your records, just put me on pause. Just say, pause, Gayle, and I'll pause and let you get what you're getting.
And
Because
and I would be getting that either through a feeling or a knowing or a thought or
directly
and
talk to their records and listen. You know, how we hear is kind of up to the individual. They're different. You know, you might be hearing information that's coming, or you might see a vision. Most of the time, 99% of the time, I'm working with them, and it's not just me getting the information, but a lot of times it might be me holding space. Say if they're having a conversation with someone on an energy level, on a soul to soul level that they needed to have, they're doing that. That's, you know, I'm holding space for that to happen. It really depends on the individual and what you know, how the individual is, where they are, and what they can kind of do within the records themselves. So depending on what the records have guided us to do would depend on how that would unfold. I'm always for as much that they can do on their own to let that happen, because that's also empowering for them.
right, right. And what do most people come to you for?
I say relationships mostly. You know, a lot of times people want to resolve a relationship, or they want to move forward. They want to create a better relationship. We can also work on, you know, careers and things they're wanting to, how I move forward in my life right now. How do I, you know, what's blocking me from creating more financial abundance in my life? What's blocking me from, you know, being the person I want to be? You know, what are the things that I keep tripping up on this, you know, issue, or I keep tripping up on that issue? How can I work to let that go? Those are some of the things. Yeah.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gayle. How can people reach you? Can spell out your name or your handle?
Yeah, go to my website. It's Gayle, Gayle, Ray, Ray, and .com. And you know, you can reach me that way. That's the best way to get in touch. And
Okay, awesome.
thank you so much, Raphael.
You're welcome. And yeah, thank you again for your time and allowing me to ask questions.
Oh, thank you. You're a great question asker. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
All right, let me stop this here.